Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a poor man named Elias. He had nothing in his possession except a tiny wooden hut, where he lived with his gentle wife Clara, the king of that land. King Alden was known far and wide for his kindness. Unlike rulers who sat only upon their golden thrones, Alden believed in walking among his people. Every night, when the stars blanketed the skies, he would cast aside his royal robes, dress as a commoner, and wander quietly through the villages. He wished to see, with his own eyes, the true lives of those under his care. One such night, as the moon bathed the village in silver light, King Alden happened to pass by Elias's hut. From inside, he heard Clara's soft but sorrowful voice. "We have no money left, Elias. What shall we eat tomorrow? How will we survive?" Elias, though poor, carried a heart filled with hope. He whispered gently, "Do not worry, Clara. Our king is a good man. Tomorrow I shall go to him. With his help, perhaps we will have food, and maybe, with fortune's blessing, I can start a small trade." The next morning, Elias stood at the palace gates. Though dressed in rags, his humility and sincerity caught the attention of the guards, and soon he stood before King Alden himself. The king, upon seeing him, immediately recognized the man whose voice he had overheard the previous night. Compassion stirred in his heart. Without a moment's hesitation, King Alden ordered that a chest filled with gold coins be brought forth. He placed it before Elias and said, "Take this, and may it bring you not just food, but a new life." Elias, his eyes wide with gratitude, bowed deeply. He returned home that day as if he carried the very sun itself. He and Clara rejoiced, shared a modest feast, and for the first time in many moons, they slept with peace in their hearts. But when dawn came, their joy turned to despair. The chest was empty. Every coin had vanished. Yet the doors and windows of the hut remained locked from the inside. Confused and broken, Elias once again walked to the palace. King Alden listened carefully. Though surprised, his compassion did not waver. Once again, he gave Elias a chest filled with gold coins. That night, Elias and Clara embraced hope once more. Yet, come morning, the chest was empty again. Not a single coin remained. For the third time, Elias returned to the king. Now even more puzzled, Alden gave him yet another chest of gold coins. But this time, the king made a decision. As twilight descended, King Alden hid himself behind a tree near Elias's hut, determined to uncover the mystery. At midnight, when silence hung heavy and Elias and Clara slept peacefully, a strange shadow crept into the hut. Moments later, it re-emerged. Carrying the chest of gold coins, the king stepped forward, his sword gleaming in the moonlight. "Who are you?" he thundered, "and why do you steal from this poor man?" The shadow turned, and in a voice both soft and eternal, it replied, "I am Destiny. This man, Elias, is fated to live poor. It is the result of his past actions. No matter how much wealth he receives, it shall always be taken from him." King Alden's brows furrowed. "Why? What sin did he commit? Tell me, what binds him so?" Destiny shook its head. "I cannot tell you, but if you truly seek answers, travel 60 kilometers from here, to the village at the foot of the mountains. There, beneath a great banyan tree, lives the oldest man of that land, Elder Rowan. Only he can reveal the truth of Elias's fate." And with that, the shadow dissolved into the darkness. Without wasting a moment, King Alden mounted his horse and rode through the night. By morning, he arrived at the mountain village. There, beneath the wide arms of an ancient banyan tree, sat Elder Rowan, his face lined by centuries of wisdom. The king bowed respectfully. "I have come to learn the truth," Alden said. "Tell me, Elder, who was this man called Victor Hale?" At the mention of the name, Rowan's eyes grew solemn. "Yes, I remember," the old man whispered. "Long ago, there was a man named Victor Hale, the wealthiest in this valley. But though rich, his heart was consumed by greed. He lent money to poor farmers, but his terms were cruel, his interest unforgiving. There was once a farmer who borrowed a small sum. Over time, he repaid far more than he had taken, but Victor Hale claimed it was only the interest. He insisted the principal remained unpaid. Then came a terrible drought. Crops withered, and the farmer could no longer pay. Without mercy, Victor Hale seized his land, his house, everything the poor man owned. The farmer, broken and hopeless, died soon after. But karma does not sleep. Years later, Victor Hale fell ill, his body weak, his breath stolen by unseen hands. He died, but not in peace. His greed had woven chains for his soul, and now, reborn as Elias, his destiny is to taste the poverty he once inflicted upon others. The king listened in silence. the weight of the truth heavy upon him. Returning to Elias, he told him all he had learned. Elias listened, his eyes filled with sorrow. But from that day on, something within him changed. He no longer begged for riches. Instead, he chose to live with honesty. He worked as a laborer, earning with sweat and dignity. Whatever little he earned, he shared with the hungry, the homeless, the forgotten. Months later, when King Alden once again offered him a chest of gold coins, something remarkable happened. This time, the chest remained untouched. No shadow came to steal it. Thus, Elias began a new life. A life built not on greed, but on kindness, honesty, and work. And in doing so, his karma changed. Destiny, once his enemy, became his ally. Life gives back to us what we give to it. Fate is not written in the stars. It is written by our own hands, every single day. Plant seeds of kindness, and flowers will bloom. Plant seeds of greed, and thorns will rise. The law of karma never fails. Your past may decide where you stand today, but your present actions will decide where you stand tomorrow. So if your life feels broken, if destiny feels cruel, do not lose hope. Begin today. Change your actions, change your karma, and in time, your destiny will change too. Because the pen that writes your story is not held by fate, it is held by you.